Hello, my name is Austin Blank, and tonight I'd like to talk to you about the Dram Shop's seasonal events and style features and its effects on their sales. In order to determine if these events have an overall impact on total net sales for the Dram Shop, our team has put together a regression analysis that identifies events that can be attributed to an increase in net sales, determine specific events that were successful, and provide insight on how other sales have been impacted before and after these events, in addition to discussing yearly trends. The data used in the regression analysis included specific event types such as the tap takeover, the wine tasting, the style features such as Oktoberfest week, and the ancillary analyses took into account the general month-long promotions such as Oktoberfest being a month-long promotion. Our initial analysis showed that the Dram Shop had over $500,000 in net sales in the year 2017, getting into October, with roughly 9% of those sales classified as seasonal events based off of our cleaned data set. If you take a look at the graph below, you can see that the events are shown as a percent of daily net sales, which is interesting if you're looking at it from that perspective. A walk in the Sour Patch, for example, was attributed to 55% of the daily net sales during its peak. Next, we'll take a look at the estimated sales by event type, and as you can see, the anniversary sticks out like a sore thumb here. It has the widest possible range, but when you take a look at the other events, such as the more traditional style promotional events that the Dram Shop puts on, you see a much tighter data set, and that is an excellent indicator that these promotional events have fairly predictable trends in the future, which is good for marketing efforts. Now we'll take a look at net sales versus promotions over time. The first indicator that was brought up here after taking a look at these three main graphs of promotions over time was that sales temporarily increase after each promotion, but there's a key opportunity to be taken advantage of in this instance, as each promotional activity showed a drop-off in sales 2 months after each promotion took place. So something that I thought would be a great way to minimize that drop off would be something like a stamp card that is low risk going forward, because if somebody doesn't bring their stamp card in, you don't lose anything, but you're also attempting to bring in that drop off that is typically seen at the 2-month mark. So another key insight, and further aligning with those previously shown graphs on the last slide, was the average feature increase predicted net sales of $108.65 per day. Which is significant because we can look at future promotions and get a good estimate of where our dollars invested in this promotion could end up. Continuing on our key insights, the tap takeovers were actually really successful, which resulted in increased predicted net sales of $676. The Western Cider tap takeover actually had the biggest sales day for the Dram Shop, coming in over $4,500 for the day. So this all parallels back to what I was saying, is that there's a tremendous uptick in the amount of sales during the promotion period However, there's also that tail end drop off after each promotion, which the Dram Shop could be capitalizing on using unique ways to reach that target market. And with this slide, we're just continuing on our insights with the wine tasting. Again, predicted net sales increased by $576, which is also, again, going back to how significant these promotions can be for the Dram Shop. Another key insight we found through our regression model was the Facebook ad spend return on investment, which was nearly 1,300%. This is huge for the Dram Shop going forward. I mean, even with a good margin of error between 600 and 1,900% return on investment through Facebook ad spend is highly significant. The promotional period's effect on growler sales were just on par with what we thought they would be, as growler sales have been growing steadily, and during the promotional periods they increased as well alongside the tap pours. With this slide, I'm just reiterating that the seasonal cider sales were fantastic throughout 2017, and the Western Ciders tap takeover again had the highest net sales for events throughout 2017, which is, again, going back to state how important these promotional events are for the Dram Shop. It could very well benefit the business for them to create further opportunities and touch points for their customers to relate to the business through these events. With our analysis, we also found that the merchandise sales are dipping compared to last year's pace. After our initial analysis of the Facebook data, I have to recommend that the merchandise sales move to an online format as well as the traditional brick and mortar sales points. And this appendix slide will just go through some of our assumptions for the data that we went through. And building on what I was mentioning earlier is the Facebook ad regression analysis. The differing types of Facebook ad spends produce different results, as you would expect. Increasing the Facebook post outreach on a standard post can be more effective than investing in a direct event campaign. But I think going forward, the Dram Shop, if they can marry the two of those together, we'll see great results, as they'll be touching those customer relationships in a more effective manner. Supporting, like going to our third bullet there, supporting quality instead of quantity. And this slide is simply our results from the linear regression and continued.